Welcome to our first episode of Supporting Yourself with our... Damn it. Supporting Yourself and Our Movement with Online Etiquette. This is your host, Paul C. Tiarina, nutritional therapist and superhuman life coach, among many other things. And I just want to start out by saying I feel freaking amazing today. If you don't, you're going to be getting there. You're on your way. All right, now... we learned a lot of things in this progression. Right, a lot of food and lifestyle things and things that make you feel amazing. But did you know that you're going to learn something about how to do things online? That's pretty cool, right? And did you know that most people out there are completely clueless when it comes to how to behave online and how to check in and tag and hashtag and use those things properly? Right? We have more ways of accessing the internet and accessing social media than ever before. We have instructional videos all over the place, blog posts on how to do all this stuff, and still everyone is completely clueless when it comes to this information. But you're going to find as a superhuman, you're not. You're going to understand how to get into these applications, how to write text, how to post pictures, how to check in properly, tag properly, and hashtag properly, right? The superhuman transformation goes so far beyond just feeling amazing. All right, I thought that was pretty funny. All right, so we're going to talk about today checking in, tagging, and hashtagging. Right, it's what we would consider best practices. This supports not only you and us as a group and a community, but it also helps to empower others. All right, so I'd just like to real quick refresh your memory on our concept Empower the Planet, which is basically this thought process and this mindset that we want to empower others with this powerful information. All right, because if you're taking the time, if you're spending the money, you're putting in the effort to go through this progression and be diligent with the progression and make all these life changes that are having a huge impact on your health and your, mental and emotional well-being, then you should want that for other people. And there's easy ways to do that without like really making this huge conscious effort and having to put a lot of work and effort into it. All right. So, our mission statement is empower as many people as possible with the ultimate goal of getting people to experience true freedom that allows them to experience life as they were meant to live, with energy, vibrancy, clarity, purpose, and with the ability to dream again. All right, so we want to give people freedom by empowering them with education, using our foundations, real food, functional fitness, circadian rhythms, grounding, mindfulness, and meditation, and also building a sense of community. So our main focus is empowerment through education and then support through community. So checking in, tagging, and hashtagging help us to both empower others, as you're going to see, and then also it helps us support each other and then gain support from other people in the community. Right? Now, first off, we want to make sure that you're connected with us, right? You should be at this point, but just in case you're not, make sure that you're connected with us through all our various social media. For sure, poke around our main websites, which are paulctiarina.com and superhumantransformation.com. But then also make sure that you're connected on Facebook. Some of you may have found me, my personal profile on Facebook, but our official business Facebook page is facebook.com/paulctiarina. And then also on Yelp, you can also search for Paul C. Tiarina. On Google Plus, you can search for, or in Google in general, you're looking for that little weird address there, that plus.googleplus.com, and then those numbers, but you can just Google Paul C. Tiarina and look for that as one of the search results. And then also we have a great YouTube channel that we've been adding a lot of videos to. So just make sure that you're connected with us in all those different areas. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that you install the Facebook, Yelp, and Google apps on your phone. So right here I gave you some screenshots of an iPhone app store, what these apps look like. I think they look very similar on an Android phone or some other phone system. So make sure that you install Facebook, Yelp, and then Google+. All right, and the first thing we're going to talk about is just checking in. All right, so checking into a business is basically like saying, hey, I'm here. I'm doing something. Here's what I'm doing, right? And it publicly tells other people that you're checking in, but then also with the business, it's giving you some credibility, all right? So when you check in to Paul C. Tiarina, whether it's on Facebook, Yelp, or Google+, you get some credibility as a consumer, but it also shows other people in our community what you're doing, all right? That's a little bit motivational for other people to see, especially if you make a little statement that's positive and uplifting about your experience. But then also, since that's showing up in public feeds and in other places, it helps to empower others, right? So first, let's just talk about checking in on Facebook. So when you go to check in on Facebook, if you go to do a post, this is what your post is going to look like, right? And then you're going to see this little symbol down here that I have the red arrow next to. You're simply going to click on that symbol, and then if you're in my office or near my office, I should pop up as one of the nearby locations. And if I'm not, then you can simply start to type in Paul space C dot space Tiarina, and then this little business should pop up, and then you can click on that business. All right, and then once you click on the business, you can complete your post, whatever that might be. All right, so and on your computer, it's super simple because I love to type from my computer. I hate to type on my phone. I think the computers, for me, is so much easier to use, although I know most people kind of live off their phone. But anyway, you would just do your post and check in that way from the computer. Now, on your phone, and this is, again, from an iPhone, but I think it's going to look very similar on an Android phone or some other platform, you're going to see this little check-in symbol at the top right, right? So, but same thing. You're going to click on that symbol. And then if you don't see my business pop up, because if you're in my vicinity, it should pop up as one of the first search results. But if not, you can always, or let's say that you're just doing a post after you've left my office and you've already driven 30 miles away and you live in Anthem, you can still check in and do a post after the fact, right? So you just have to type in my business name into the search results here, click on my business, and then same thing. You're just going to type out whatever your post is, use the proper hashtags, and you'll see that it pops up as saying that you're at Paul C. Tiarina, or you were at Paul C. Tiarina. All right, very simple. Checking on Yelp, same thing. If you're not familiar with Yelp, Yelp is a great platform. It gives us a lot of exposure in the Yelp community, and the Yelp community is very unique because typically Yelp users are people that are looking to actually do something, like purchase. They're trying to make a purchase decision. So it's a review-based community. All right, so when you install Yelp on your phone, and you can't do this from your computer, so when you install Yelp on your phone, then first thing you want to do is go down to this little symbol, the star at the bottom here where I have the red arrow. Click on that, and then you're going to see two options that you'd want to take advantage of. Of course, you can leave a review for us anytime that you want. I think that's going to be most appropriate after you've been through the progression and started to see and experience a lot of different results. But first thing you want to do is you can either check in, which would be just a text check-in, or if you want to take a picture of some, your experience, or of us sitting there visiting, or maybe a product that you just purchased or something, or maybe a group photo, of us at one of our meetings, then you can click this photo or video, and they're both going to still check you in. And then after clicking that, then you can come up here, and just like on Facebook, you should see one of my business pop up as one of the close businesses if you're in the vicinity, or you can always type in the search box my business name, and it should start to pop up. All right, so then once you click on that business name, then you can type in your comments, or if you have a picture, it's going to have the picture, and you can also put some comments with the picture. Very similar to what's in Facebook. And after you're finished, you're going to start to see that you rack up check-in points, right? So over time, we're going to start to have little rewards and incentives for checking in multiple times. And then you're also going to see how you rank to other people that check in there. So me and Desiree got this little competition going to see how many times we can check in, because we check in every day that we work there together. And she's above me right now. I think she's got the honor right now of being like some kind of a duchess or something, So anyway, that's how you check in on Yelp. And then if you're going to check in on Google+, then you would just click on the Google Plus icon on your phone. And then down at the bottom, sometimes you have to move your screen around a little bit because this little option menu down at the bottom disappears when you're scrolling and not scrolling. But you should see this little same check-in symbol at the bottom of the Google Plus app. Click on that. And then same thing, my business should pop up as a local business or close by business. And if it doesn't, then you can start to search by it and type the business name in. And then you can do the same thing. You can do a post, you can add a picture, and pictures are always a little bit more engaging for people. So I want to explain real briefly why we want all three of these, and again, do what feels comfortable for you. You don't have to do all three every time, although, me and Desiree try to do that on a regular basis. But, Facebook is one platform. Facebook is something that we all have exposure with our friends and family members. And so when you do check-ins and posts on Facebook, then you have a certain community of people that see that. Yelp is a little bit different because, like we already said, it's a user-based, review-based platform. So it's extremely beneficial for us to have activity on there. And then Google Plus is what you're going to see pop up when you do search results on Google and on Google Maps on your phone. So if I'm on my iPhone and I use the iPhone's map system and I search for a business in that map system, then the businesses that pull up are going to be based on Yelp businesses and Yelp reviews. But if I search on my phone using Google Chrome, or if I search on the web using Google, or if I have an Android platform on my phone and I search for a business in the map system, then it's going to pull up Google ratings and reviews and Google information. So it's really important that we have both of those in there as far as like trying to get this message out to other people. All right. So if you have any questions on the check-in process, just let us know. I'm going to go through an example here in a second, a little video. Then we have tagging and hashtagging. All right, if you're not familiar with tagging, tagging is basically tagging someone and saying, hey, I'm with this person or I'm involving this person in a conversation. You can also tag businesses. So you could tag my business in the conversation. And the way that you tag someone is you're simply going to type the @ symbol and then start to type their name and their name pops up. All right. Or if you want to tag a business like my business, you can type the @ symbol and start typing in my business and that will pop up as well. You can also tag our group, Superhumans United, which is really cool. It gives the group exposure. And although people can't just join randomly, like we have to actually invite them in or approve them, it gives us some good exposure. You know, people start asking, what the heck is that Superhumans United and what the heck is all this SHT stuff? All right. So now to hashtagging is basically categorizing a post. All right. And I see it working in two beneficial ways. The first way is that it gives us a sense of structure and unity. All right. So when we use the same hashtags, we're all using the same hashtags and it builds this sense of community and camaraderie. But then it also gives this ability to search by these specific hashtags. So it's very important that you get the spelling of the hashtags right and that you use the same ones that everyone else is using, because then we can actually search by those hashtags. And then other people outside our community can also search by those hashtags and see all kinds of posts pop up, right? So all you do is you simply type in the pound symbol, and then you type in the word after, and the word after has to be no spaces and no other symbols. So it's hashtag and then word, and so that's why all the words after a hashtag symbol are going to be all run together. If you want to do multiple hashtags in a sentence, you would simply type hashtag word space hashtag word or space them out in a post however you want. We have our main hashtags listed below. So in most posts that you're going to post anywhere concerning, you know, this movement or the progression or anything involving what you're doing through the superhuman transformation, we're going to ask that you use the hashtag superhuman transformation, or you can abbreviate it with hashtag SHT. If you're doing any kind of food-related post, you're going to use the hashtag powered by real food. That would mean food, or it's also synonymous with recipe. So when you search by powered by real food, you can pull up recipe posts. Protein power is a hashtag that's synonymous with your first meal of the day that has no sugar, no safe starches, no glucose. All right, you're going to understand more about what that means when you go through the progression. Hashtag safe starches is for a post that includes any of our safe starches, which our main safe starches are sweet potatoes, white rice, and white potatoes. All right, it's hashtag full fat dairies for any post that has full fat dairy products in it. Hashtag Bobar salad is for our infamous Bobar salad. And then hashtag low carb cleanse is for the low carb cleanse phase that we go through. Hashtag self-sufficiency is for the self-sufficiency concept that you'll learn as you go through the progression. And then down at the bottom, we have some other hashtag things that we might use on a regular basis. And a couple other things you could probably add to that is hashtag SHT family, hashtag SHT juniors. All right. Now, we're going to watch this short little video that I put together that is an example of me going, or a demo of me going through online, actually doing some posts and some hashtagging. All right, here we go. All right, so I just want to start out by saying, you know, for years I didn't do Facebook or any other social media stuff because I just thought it was stupid, you know, but now I understand, now that we're building this movement in this community, how important this can be. It's such a useful tool. Now I think that Facebook specifically, and maybe some other things, can be complete time wasters for sure. You know, like I don't really care to sit here and hear about every aspect of every person's life that I'm friends with, you know. But when it comes to like trying to adhere to our principles and stay on course and have some support and motivation and things like that, like it's extremely powerful. So if you don't participate in Facebook for anything else but to get to access to the Superhumans United Facebook group and maybe do a little bit of interaction on our business page, it's totally worth it. All right. So With that being said, just make sure that you've liked our Facebook business page. So if you go into Facebook search bar right here and I start to type in Paul C. Tiarina, well, you may see my personal profile pop up and it looks like this. And that's not really what we're asking for here. Of course, you can request to be friends with me and I will, but I never do anything with this personal profile. I only use it to manage groups, and you'll see me posting with it inside the group usually. But what we're really looking for here is the business, which is Paul C. Tiarina, 2402 North Tenaya Way. Right? This is where we do all our interaction. This is where we do checking in, and this is where we will post anything and everything that's relevant and important to what we're trying to do with the superhuman transformation, or even with my private practice services. Right? So if I click on that and I come here, I've already checked like, so when I click like, I get a blue thumbs up. And I think something else that's extremely beneficial is after you've clicked like, you can come down here and click this option, get notifications. And what that will do is anytime there's a post on our business page here, you'll get a notification on your computer and or on your phone, right? Our post should show up in your feed anyway, but the get notifications thing will ensure that you see that pop up. And keep in mind, we only post relevant information on here that supports all the principles that we learned, or is something that's motivational or inspirational or something along those lines. We don't clog your feed up with and notifications up with stupid junk. This is, all useful things that are going to help support what you're doing, and also kind of give you some, what do we call it? Some confirmation, that our principles are actually true, because there's so much stuff coming out in the news and other things like that. So make sure that you like our page, and then also for the group, if you're not a member of the group Superhumans United, which is just freaking amazing. It's dynamic and people are posting in it every day. If I come to the URL facebook.com/group/Superhumans United, I can request to be added to the group if I'm not already a member of it. We'll typically send out a link for you to request to be added as well. All right, but once you're inside the group, understand that the Superhumans United group is a closed group, and that means that anytime you make any post inside the group, it's not going to show up on your personal private feed, which is great, because that means that we can ask personal questions and make personal comments and talk about things that only we would understand, what we're talking about. All right, but just understand that it's not going to show up on your personal feed, and if you want to do some separate posts on your personal feed, which we highly recommend, that would be a great thing, but it's not going to show up there. So when I type out a post, I have an option to just do a text post. I can add a picture to the post and then click upload pictures. I can upload pictures from my computer. And if I have an iPhone, I can sync my computer with my iPhone and get my pictures that way. And there's a couple of other options here, but these are the main things that you're going to use, is the post and then the photo. I can tell you that having pictures associated with your post are going to be much more meaningful and impactful, and people are going to respond to it a lot better. But anyway, if I could type in something here like, amazing meeting with my SHT family. All right, so we use hashtags. You'll see that it kind of hyperlinks it like this. We use hashtags to categorize things and also build a sense of unity. So anytime that I'm doing a post inside Superhumans United, I want to use the hashtag SHT or Superhuman Transformation. All right, if I'm doing a food-related post, then I'd want to do powered by real food, and that is synonymous with recipe. All right, so let's just say that I was posting a picture with my famous tea bowls. All right, it's an actual recipe. It sounds kind of perverted, but my tea balls are ready and looking freaking amazing. All right, then I would use powered by real food and maybe some other hashtags that would be appropriate. So for the tea balls, protein power would be appropriate. And you'll figure this out as you go along. Like, we have a list of appropriate hashtags inside the guide, and then also to the right of this group we have a description, and you can click on the full description and you can see that there's some explanations of how to use hashtags as well. All right, so with those two different resources, you'll get the hang of it, and then also within the group, you'll start to see people post, and me and Super D will end up correcting you or sending you a nice little tactful private message saying, hey, this is spelled a little bit wrong, or you may want to tweak this just a little bit. So anyway, hashtags are super important. We'll show you how to search and things here in just a second. And then if I was with someone, I could come in here and type in. I can tag, click this little option here and tag. If I was with Desiree, I could type in her name, and it will automatically start to populate. Or if I was with Tamara, I could type in her name. All right, so, and you'll see that this gives a with these people here. Now within the post, I can also type in an @ symbol, And when I start to type in @ and then someone's name, it will also pull up their name here. So within the post, maybe I'm saying my T-balls are amazing. Thank you, Desiree, for helping me with this. So I can include Desiree in my post in my conversation, or I can just say that I was with Desiree by using this little add person to the tag to the post thing, tag person to the post thing. All right. Now maybe I was at a location that I also want to publicize that I was at this location. Half the time you'll probably be at our office purchasing some supplements or having a meeting, and so you can always come in here and use add location to post, and you can type in whatever location it is, and it should start to populate. All right. So if you have any questions on how all this stuff works, then just let me know. So, and then when I post this, I hit post, and what you'll notice is the post, I have my check-in, I have now the hashtags that I used are hyperlinked, and also the people that I tagged are hyperlinked, right? So when I hashtag and use these hashtags and they start to hyperlink, I can actually search by these hashtags. So let's just say I click on the superhuman transformation. Then it's going to pull up every post associated with superhuman transformation, right? And I can just start to scroll through all these and see a lot of cool, interesting stuff, right? Also, within that post, let's just say powered by real food are synonymous with recipe. So if I'm looking for some recipe ideas, I can click on the powered by real food hashtag, right? Now notice when I click on the general hashtag, this is a Facebook search. So this searches all of Facebook for the hashtag powered by real food. If I come back within the group, I can come up here to this little search bar and it says search this group. Now I can type in powered by real food, hit enter, and now it's going to pull up every post within the group associated with powered by real food. And remember, powered by real food is our equivalent to recipe. So I can come through here and I can click on all these different recipes and get some ideas. Of course, I use powered by real food sometimes for some posts saying, I had a great workout because I'm powered by real food. But for the most part, if you're looking for a recipe idea, you can come in here and search by powered by real food and see all kinds of different options. All right. And you can use that for any hashtag. Let's just say that you're looking for breakfast ideas that don't contain sugar, starches, or glucose. Right. So I can type in our hashtag for that, which is protein power, hit enter. And then you'll see all kinds of posts that pull up associated with protein power. It should give you some really good ideas for some breakfast options, or just some options that don't have safe starches and sugars and fruits and things like that. All right. Let me just make sure here because I had some notes I wanted to make sure I cover. All right. So if you come in here and you do a post and you want to edit your post, you can actually click on this little down arrow, and let's just say, instead of reposting something, let's just say that Desiree messaged you and said that post was inaccurate or something. I can come in here and click edit post and come in here and fix my wording. So many times we'll see people that do, let's just say they want to do the hashtag honor the sunset, which is synonymous with if I'm present with the setting of the sun for setting circadian rhythms, our hashtag is supposed to be honor the sunset. Right? But sometimes people will get it wrong and they'll say honoring the sunset. Well, honoring the sunset is not what we typically use, so if you search by that hashtag, you're not going to pull up many posts. But honor the sunset is appropriate. So you may need to come in here and edit it after me or Desiree message you about it, and so you can just click on that little down arrow up here and come in and edit the post. All right, super simple. And then I just want to mention real quick about checking in and posting on your personal and private timeline. So this is within the group, and anything within the group stays private. But we also want to make sure that we understand, the importance of empowering others by posting things on our private feed. So if I want to come in here and let's just say this is you in your little private feed, and you just had a meeting with me and it was awesome. And let's just say that you picked up some cod liver oil, some infused coconut oil from the man, the myth, the legend. All right, and you can do all the same stuff, right? I can come in here and tag Paul C. Tiarina or Paul Tiarina, all right? But I can't because I'm me right now. Let's just say maybe it was Desiree that you're picking it up from. We can type in Desiree. And we'd also want to say that we were here at this location. So I can type in this location. Paul C. Tiarina pops up really close because I'm close to here. But in this little search bar, I could also type in Paul C. Tiarina, and I can add a location to this post. And then same as before, I can add a picture, and pictures are a lot more
I think, engaging, so this would be a way to let things show up on your private feed. And the great thing about this is that other people in your family and your network, your friends, are going to see what's happening with you and what's going on. And then the only thing that we'd request that you also include is our standard hashtags. So here, instead of using just SHT, I might use superhuman transformation, and then maybe even something like empower the planet, right? Because empower the planet is our hashtag for empowering others and educating others. And so anytime I do a post that resonates with other people, then empower the planet might be something that would make sense. But you'll get the hang of it. We love to see people post on the private timelines and check in, because it builds a sense of unity and also helps to empower others. So what else? I think that's it. All right, so if you have any questions on any of this stuff, just let me know. All right, we're here to support you, and we care about you. And again, social media can be an extremely useful tool if you're using it, for support purposes and motivation and education and those types of things. The Facebook group is awesome, but also making sure that you're engaging with our business page and then posting on your personal profile is going to be extremely useful too. All right, thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I think this is information that every human being that uses a computer or a freaking smartphone should go through. Because remember, no one likes a poor hashtagger or a poor tagger or someone who doesn't know how to do this stuff properly. You ever see those posts that have like 1 million different hashtags? Now we understand how to use all this stuff, and now we just need to put it into practice. So remember, all the principles that we applied here, you can apply to all these different platforms. I'd highly recommend that you install those 3 different platforms on your smartphone, and really think about when you come to meetings, when you come to visit with us, when you come to purchase product or supplements or anything like that, like do a check-in, make some comments, take a picture, and remember, it's benefiting you for sure, because you're going to get the support of our community. You're going to get people to like your post and comment on your post and give you feedback. But then also it's going to be extremely powerful in empowering others, because it's going to show up in your personal feed. If you're using the Yelp and Google Plus apps on your phone, then it's going to give you credibility with the business, and it's going to help us in other ways. So thank you so much for your time. We know that this was useful, but if there's things that we can do to improve it, please let us know, because we're doing this for you. We want to make this a good experience for you. So we welcome feedback. All right, take care of yourself.